Okay, thank you very much, Katrina. So, meine Damen und Herren, wie geht's? Wie geht's? Yeah, much better. Wie geht's? Yeah, that's my, yes, this is the very first talk today, so we should wake up a little bit, yeah? The topic for today is accelerated learning in accelerated world. My name is Dariusz Kalbarczyk, and I'm an author, developer, big fan of the Angular platform. And as was mentioned before, I run 2 conferences in Poland. And in the same time, I work for some awesome company, 7N. In a free time, I play the bass. Yeah. So, how many of you play some instrument here? Wow. Bass? Wow. Okay, that's great. Okay, so welcome to the revolution. As you probably realize, we are living in the most turbulent times in our history. So, for example, I was last week on the Google I/O conference, and they introduced how the machine can call to restaurant and order the table. It is really funny, and it works. They show us that it works. And what I realized, all the fancy stuff from movies from 80s now become true. For example, the glasses with a map, the glasses they realize the faces, the people you met. It's like a Terminator, yeah? Okay. So, what we know about the future, the changes will happen more often, more unpredictable, more frequent. Yeah? So why is worth to begin interested in accelerated learning? Any ideas? Because our job is to learn how to survive. We are survivors. Yeah? So it's a lot of things around us we should learn, or we have to learn, or we just will to learn. Before we go any further, I want to share with you my short story. A few years ago, maybe about 5 years ago, I received a task to find a framework for a tablet banking, the front-end framework. I worked for one of the biggest banks in Poland. So I did what we usually do. I went to the internet, and I found a lot of different frameworks. How many of you are a front-end developer? Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. It's a day without a new JavaScript framework. It's like a dead day. So I found a lot of different frameworks. Some of them was good, some of them was crappy. And I chose one of them. It was really well made. It was AngularJS. And I did a lot of stuff with AngularJS. I started to learn. I did a lot of nodes. And then I realized I have so many nodes, I can write a book. So I write a book, and this book became best-selling book in Poland for 9 months in the IT area. And then became a day when the Angular team introduced the second version of Angular. And what I realized, it was totally different. So I spent a few years learning AngularJS, doing all the stuff, and now we have Angular. It's totally different. The similar is all in the name, maybe few names in the background. Yeah? And so the logical question was, how to learn the new version of Angular as quick as possible, and in the same time, how to enjoy the process. Okay, so before we go to the accelerated learning things, I want to share with you what helps me to manage it. So first, I just start to practice daily time management. So it is very easy, but and the idea is very easy, but it's really hard to doing every day. So starting the day with a time management. But if you start to do it, you'll be amazed how it works. And it is as I said, it is very simple. So first, I just write down all my daily tasks. Then I put them the priority. It is A, B, C, D, E method, where A is the task I have to do with the biggest consequence, the task with the biggest consequence. Yeah, the second is a B. I should do that. C is nice to do, is a task without any real consequences and a real impact to my life. And D is like delegate, and E like eliminate. And the rule is here, never do the B task before A task are done. Never do the C task before B task are done. You should force yourself to not to do low-value tasks. And if you can delegate something, you should do that. If you can eliminate something, you should do that to create space for your A tasks. Yeah? Make sense? Okay, so now we are ready to learn how to learn. So many people say that the learning speed decreases with an age, or you can spend a lot of time to learn something new, and it's not true. It is not true. So probably you heard about the rule with 10,000 hours. To learn something new, you need 10,000 hours. But by the way, 10,000 hours is full-time job for 5 years. And as developers, we don't have 5 years to learn some new framework, for example, yeah? Okay, so as I said, we should deal with it. In some way, we should figure out how to learn in the quickest way as we can, and in the same time, enjoying the process. So first, we should decide what we want. We have to choose one thing or two things, but we need to decide what we really want to do with our life. Yeah? And of course, stop procrastinating. Just do it, like the slogan, the Nike slogan, just do it. So, and ask yourself, what's the one thing I can learn today or this week, this year, this month? Then such that by learning it, everything else it would become easier. Yeah? And set a clear goal. When you set a clear goal, you know the destination. When you know the destination, you can choose some meaning of transport. It's a lot of different meaning of transport to learn something new. For example, this conference, it is designed to learn something new. It's designed to, of course, meet new people, to inspire you, but all the sessions you see today or tomorrow is designed to learn you something new. So you should always ask yourself, if you go here to this session, you should ask yourself, what's in it for me? Yeah? Because our brain is like a muscle, works in the same way. So it's all or nothing. We should convince our brain to care. Our brain receives millions pieces of data every second. So it's created to forget almost everything. Yeah, this is the default settings. Yeah? Okay, so this is just for fun. Yeah, but our brain is not an app. Our brain is engine, or is it's like a computer, it's an operating system. And we born as a white paper without any apps. Oh, we have few apps, yeah, just for briefing, just for some basic operation, basic our life operations. But when we grow up, we install the apps. And the apps are just our habits. So, if you want to remember something, we need to take some action. We need to switch out the forgetting mode. Okay? The brain, of course, will remember. That's the major reason we have the brain. So, what's the signals to trigger the brain to convince it that it is important or not? I should remember it or not? What's the trigger? Yeah?
Joy.
What?
Joy.
Yeah, of course. And I think the most important trigger is emotions. Everybody remember a first kiss, for example. Some first concert, first conference, maybe some car accident. Yeah, because it is a huge emotions really inside in our heart. But it's hard to learn, for example, new language with emotions, yeah? New software language, yeah? We start to learn, for example, TypeScript, and where is the emotions, yeah? So we need to put effort to learning, yeah? It's all about convince our brain that it is important, because you don't remember things that you want. You remember things that your brain decide to keep. Yeah? So, how to start learn in the most accelerated way? So we should begin with the most important things. If we have some new subject, we have to begin with the most important things. We have start, do it, and begin with the most important things. Because most of the skills have something like a frustration barrier. Yeah? So you start to learning something, and at the beginning, you feel just stupid, like a stupid. And nobody likes this feeling. But if you overcome it, the learning process becomes easy and funny. So remember, everything you start to learn have some frustration barrier, and our job is to overcome it. Yeah? And the barriers holds us back are purely emotional. They have nothing to do with our intelligence. We are all smart enough to learn everything we want, to achieve everything we want. Yeah? And you should remember that everybody at the beginning is terrible. It's not exception. No exception here. Everybody starts learning something new, some hard, new things. It's a terrible. Yeah, maybe you remember how you start learning biking. It was easy? It not was easy, but you learn it. And because you really want to do it. So we should prepare our mind to learn, okay? How we can double or triple our capacity. So first thing, it is not only about learning, it's about our life. If we start new company, if we get married, if we start learn something new, the most important thing is a positive mental attitude. Without positive mental attitude, you lose. And on the second hand is a positive affirmation. Because we have a lot, as adults, we have a lot of fears. I can't do that. It's up in our brain. I can't do that. And we can override this up using our words, I can do that. And repeated it all the time. I can do that. I can do that. It looks easy for me. Yeah? I like this subject. I recognize the benefits. Yeah? So now we become to one of the most important words in learning is a desire. Desire is what you really, really, really want to learn it. Okay? If you want to be better parent, you should learn it. And your desire is to be the better parent. If you want to learn some, new language, you really need, and if you feel that you want to learn, it is the learning process is much easier. So, the next thing is, it is related somehow to me. It is related somehow to my life, to my work. I can use it today or tomorrow. Because learning is about practice, about repeating. So if I can use it, I can practice. And then I, of course, easy can convince my brain that it is important to me, it's important to my life. We all have 5 senses. With these 5 senses, our brain reaches their information. So we can see something, we can hear something, yeah, we can touch something, or smell it, or just taste it. So in the accelerated process, we should use as many senses as we can. Because every senses activate a different part of our brain. Of course, for one of you is, for example, you are a visible learner, and you use your vision, and it works best for you, and it is okay. But you should remember that to learn quick and to remember all these things you want to learn, you should as many senses as you can. And what is really interesting, every time we experience something new, we expand our brain capacity. Yes, so the brain creates new connection between the cells. So, how to be focused all the time on some subject? So we should ask a lot of questions. How to do that? Why it works like this? And play with it. Yesterday, Mr. Steve Wozniak said he became a great developer because he just play with new things. He like it. He really like it. He think about it like a game. Yeah. So he just play a game. Have fun with this new subject, and he become a great developer. The more question you have, the more alert you become. And of course, the brain create more connection between ourselves. Yeah. So, what about if we have some really big task? So the best way is to deconstruct the task to small chunks. If you want to learn some new language, and it is about, for example, 2,000 words for a simple conversation, we can't learn 2,000 words in one day or in 1 week, but we can learn 20 words a day. And then explore the subject, play with it. Yeah? Pre-commit to practicing. It is really important to have time to practice. Because when we repeat and repeat and repeat, we convince our brain that it is important. And all it's about convincing the brain that it is important. Because, as I said, the brain has a lot of information. And it is like that, forget. Remember, forget. So it should be really important for a brain to remember, okay? You can find someone else, someone with whom you can learn together. And if you learn something new, you can do it like, you can prepare yourself to teach others. You activate then more a lot of parts of in your brains. And the brain realizes that it is really important because you start to teach other people. So I should remember. And of course, have fun. Our brains love to play. Okay, so in summary, we have 3 things. It's a desire, motivation, and relevance. If you have these 3 things, you become unstoppable learner. Thank you very much.